Good evening, and welcome to the May 20th, 2019 edition of Curriculum Connection. I'm Medford's Curriculum Director, Laura Lundy. Tonight we will focus on how Medford teachers are teaching perseverance through math. Most of us can agree that math is a challenging subject to understand and to master. For decades, society has grappled with the best way to teach math. Recently, a group of Medford teachers attended the Green Lake Math Conference and had many takeaways.
Some main takeaways from last week's math conference was I went to a session by a UW River Falls professor on making sure all grade levels use visual representations for math problems. So whether it's 6th grade math or even all the way up to Algebra 1, tape diagrams, pictures, counting blocks, in any way, shape, or form, having kids represent their thinking with visual models.
Part of the shift in math instruction is not in what is taught, but how it's taught. Mathematics Institution of Wisconsin trainer Sarah Brown explains.
So we're looking at some shifts in math instruction with our changes in the standards and the addition of the standards for mathematical practice, which are really talking about how students should be learning in mathematics, how they're engaging in their learning. So for example, make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. So as teachers, we need to change our instruction so it's no longer so much about us telling kids, but we need to give them opportunities to make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. So we have to change the sorts of tasks that we put in front of kids and the expectation for what math class looks like. We want kids more engaged in the learning and actually engaging actively in that. That it's not so much about the teacher telling and the students then spitting back the information, but students actually grappling with the mathematics, maybe not always making sense of it the first time through, making some mistakes, learning from those mistakes, and talking with their peers about what they're learning.
This year, Medford piloted a new math program in algebra, geometry, and grades 6th through 8th math called Illustrative Math. Haas says that this program follows the research when it comes to math instruction.
I feel like IM does a great job of allowing the teacher to be a facilitator and not just a lecturer. Because it is a problem-based curriculum, kids have the ability to work with others and not be a spectator. There's real-world problems that they dive into, collaborate with one another, work with one another. Discussion is a huge part of the IM curriculum. Kids are always talking to one another. We do a lot of activities like which one doesn't belong, what do you notice, what do you wonder, which gets everyone involved in the conversation.
Oh, because it's negative? Yeah, because you have to multiply.
Even though illustrative math does many things well, it also has some challenges.
Well, first of all, it's a new curriculum, so learning everything for the first time was a bit of a struggle. I think some things that the kids struggled with were that sometimes it felt like there was not enough fluency practice or procedural practice, and that the topics would sometimes move on before the kids had the procedural fluency to feel successful at it.
This summer, middle school and high school math teachers will be reviewing this pilot and making a decision on what math program to adopt for next year. The first math practice standard is to make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. This goal is appropriate for all subject areas, not just math. But solving difficult problems comes with frustration by students, teachers, and parents. When teaching perseverance, we must avoid giving kids an easy way out. Instead of blaming the new math, let's flip the script and praise our kids for sticking with challenging problems and for trying again. For Curriculum Connection, I'm Laura Lundy.